Can people ever be original again? Or will everything be about sampling, graphic design material, video material, and sound?
As an artist, my opinion is, you know, once people are having to be original by throwing paint in front of a jet turbine to like spray on a canvas that's 50 feet away, it's like, let's just not be original. Anyway, this Barack Obama, I wanted to make an image that I felt represented Barack Obama as someone who was not outside the mainstream like the right wing was trying to portray him, someone who had the characteristics of leadership, he could bring change, hope, progress, and that he was a patriot. So the colors were very important, and the idea of the blue and the red, the blue states and the red states converging right there in the middle where we, you know, can't we all get along, was very important to this image, and finding a reference that would allow me to illustrate that, you know, I looked through a lot, and as you saw in Lawrence's presentation, there are a lot of different images I could have worked from, and I chose the Manny Garcia photo, and now I'm being litigated against.
What we need is someone who's going to say that the way Congress functions right now is broken, deeply flawed, and we have to change it fundamentally. And the simplest way to change it, in my view, is to establish something that Teddy Roosevelt argued for 102 years ago, which is citizen funding of the nation's elections, so that no matter how stupid they do, whatever they do that's idiotic, you can't possibly think it's because of the money. It might be because there are more Republicans than Democrats and more Democrats than Republicans, but it's not the money. So you can begin to have some faith that we can engage with them about the authentic issue that they're talking about without believing that there's this thing in the background. He has not yet signaled this is his issue. And I think that's the same insight Obama's got to have here. You've got to deal with campaign finance before we get not the stimulus passed, but healthcare that really does anything, a global warming solution that really does something. All of these areas where the moneyed interest can direct the solution in a way that's no solution at all. Only changing Washington's economy of influence will make that change possible. But too many of these businesses are controlled, I'm sorry to say, by lawyers who think about this as a religious question, like the right has been violated, we have to stop the violation of the right, without ever asking, does it really help our business or hurt our business that people are creatively remixing and spreading our creativity? Yeah, I mean, I think that we don't understand what the word original means, right? I mean, the word original doesn't mean you sort of are in the middle of a field creating something nobody has ever thought of before. I mean, if you think, for example, classical music was original, well, of course, classical music is a form, and when they made classical music, they took popular songs from the time and they incorporated it into that form. That was original composition at the time. You couldn't do that today, of course, because if you took, you know, Britney Spears and you incorporated it into some classical song, you would find lawyers at your door in a nanosecond, right? So you can't even be original in the way that they were original then. But the point is, what is original is relative to a genre of creativity. The critical thing is to draw the distinction between places where somebody is, quote, ripping you off and places where they've been inspired by you, and to celebrate that inspiration. And what I've been excited about, and the reason I'm kind of optimistic about this issue now, which is a problem for me because I'm so depressed and pessimistic about everything that I just can't hang around the free culture debate anymore. That's why I've got to go to corruption, where I will never be optimistic about anything. Is that some of the biggest, most powerful, you know, bullies in this field are getting it.
Look at what the agenda is and look where the money is, and you know, a lot of times things will clear up really quickly.